everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a review on a product that I've been wearing recently, and I really wanted to do this review because when I first started wearing this product, I think I said in a video that I actually liked it, and then something happened the other day and I feel like my opinion has changed. So just in case you're wondering about this foundation or you're thinking about trying it, I'm doing a review on it today. So if you guys are interested in seeing and hearing about what I think about this foundation, then just keep watching this video. Okay, so if you can't tell by the title of the video, today I am reviewing the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer, and it looks like this. This is what the foundation looks like, and it comes in this little tube. And another thing about this foundation that people may have noticed and really liked and kind of persuaded them to try it even more was the applicator, because the foundation actually has a doe foot applicator like a lip gloss or a liquid lipstick would have. So it just makes it easier application to apply on your face. So for this product, I tried it, and I believe at first I said that I really liked it. One of my favorite things about this was the applicator, because you know with most foundations, if they don't have a pump, you have to kind of pour them out with your hands, and then it just gets everywhere. It gets on your fingers and all of that if you're not blending with your fingers. But I have my phone out right now because I actually wrote down some notes about this foundation that I did not want to miss. So I'm going to make sure to get right to those if I can find the list. So, like I said, I think I said in a video that I really like this foundation, but the reason why I liked it is because a lot of my foundations weren't matching, and this was the only one that matched and that I didn't have to mix with like a moisturizer or with like a BB cream or something like that, or a tinted moisturizer. I could just wear it on its own and it blend with my face. Now I don't know if I've gotten even lighter than when I first was, because originally none of my foundations were matching because they were all too dark for my skin, or they would look orange on me because I had been in the house or inside a lot this past summer. But I thought this one matched me pretty well, and I don't know if I've gotten lighter or what, but I wore it the other day, and this is what really made me want to make this review about this foundation, because one of the things that I noticed was when I had it on, I looked in the mirror, and I was at school teaching one of the classes, and I just looked in the mirror and I was like, this foundation looks a little bit dark on me. Whatever, not every foundation is going to look exactly like your skin color, and maybe a little bit darker, a little bit lighter depending on your undertones. But I had this on and I looked in the mirror and I was like, okay, this looks a little bit dark. Well, I ended up taking my class outside for recess later that day, and that's when I noticed so many problems. One of the first being the color. It was really orange. I never noticed this one oxidizing on me, but when I usually wore it, either I would mix it with this other foundation that I'm wearing right now that I actually like, that's from Sephora, or I would just be out and about so quickly, like with John or something. I mean, obviously he doesn't know the difference in foundations, and it wasn't that noticeable, but I feel like if you really knew makeup, you might have been able to tell. But I was never really in front of someone long enough for them to be like, her foundation looks orange, you know, so it wasn't that noticeable. It's something that probably I noticed more because I did used to work at a makeup store, so I know about undertones and matching and all this other stuff. But I just didn't like that because I do know about those things, so I like for my foundation to match. So I noticed that it was orange. Outside in the brightness, you know that natural light is the best lighting, and it's very true. So if it looked this way in natural lighting, I didn't want to see it in fluorescent lighting. I didn't want to see it in any type of lighting, because that gave me all the information I needed to know that this Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer oxidizes, and it turned orange. And I don't know, like I said, if I've gotten lighter since the first time wearing it, but I really never paid attention. It probably was orange the whole time. But yes, number one, this definitely oxidizes and turns a little bit orange. But the other thing that I realized is that it's separated on my face. Literally right here and right here around, I have smile lines when I smile. I get the little lines around here. and foundation can tend to settle in that if I don't set my foundation around my mouth or use a primer, which I usually do. And the fact that I did it that day and it still settled in my smile lines was not okay with me. But it also separated right above my lip, right underneath my chin. It separated like around my nose area, above my eyebrows. Like, it was horrible. Like, I've never seen a foundation on me separate at all. I've seen foundations on other people where it's separated and I'm like, oh, thanks for the heads up, I won't try that. But I've never personally owned a foundation that separated on my skin until now. So I did not like that. Not only was I orange, it was separating and it was patchy. Literally patches of my skin, and I took pictures. I don't know if you can see it as well. I'll try to insert those if you can really tell. It's not going to be any point if you can't really tell, but I promise you guys, I promise you I'm not lying. My foundation was just separated. It was patchy on my skin. Also, I felt like I could see my skin underneath this foundation. I believe this foundation is supposed to be like medium to full. Yep, medium to full coverage, and it's got a natural matte finish. I usually like my foundation medium to full coverage with a natural finish or a satin finish, something like that. And I do like some matte ones more towards winter time, but this one, I could feel like I could see my skin through it. Like, it looked really sheer from when I had first applied it. And it was only like, I applied it at like 5 o'clock that morning, and it was about, they went out to recess about 2 o'clock maybe. And yeah, so I expect my foundation to last because I'm used to all my foundations I've ever worn lasting throughout the entire day and then some. Also, it made me oily. I previously mentioned about this foundation that it was extremely dewy, even though it's supposed to be a natural matte finish. It was so dewy, and I told you, I believe I mentioned in the video, that if you are not dry or normal and you're oily, you probably won't like this because it's really dewy. But for me, I'm usually like normal to dry, and the fact that a foundation, but lately my skin has been normal. I haven't really had any dryness. If I have had some dryness, it's been like right below my eyebrows, and that's it. And it's easy to take care of. I'll just exfoliate. But for me to be normal to dry and this foundation be so dewy, I was like, whoa. You know, so for me to say whoa, I was like, okay, this is weird. Well, I did not like the day that I noticed all the other stuff. I was oily. I was legit oily. Like, I touched my nose, foundation on my fingers, and it was like oil. Like, I know that sounds crazy. Like, how can someone normal to dry get oily? But this foundation made me greasy. That's what it was. It was greasiness, which can in turn out to look oily. And so that was crazy for me. The other thing that I wanted to mention was that I had all of these issues, like oily greasiness, seeing my skin underneath, patchiness, and separation of the foundation on my face. And I used a setting powder that day. I used a setting powder to set my concealer that day. I also used a setting powder all over my face, particularly around my mouth because of my smile lines. And I knew that I was going to be, I don't usually touch up my makeup throughout the day, especially if I'm at school, because I'm with the kids. I don't really care about my makeup, so I don't touch it up, but I do like look in the mirror, just make sure nothing's in my teeth or something like that. And this is when I noticed all of this. And yeah, so I had set my face with a translucent powder earlier that morning. And no, I didn't set it with like a colored powder of my skin, but usually I don't have to because I am normal. My skin it doesn't get greasy, it doesn't get oily, it doesn't do anything, so I usually don't have to set it. It's more about preference with me. So the fact that I had all these problems after setting my foundation was just like, I literally left that day. I left work like, I need to make a review about this foundation because I would hate for anyone else to pick it up, spend their money. And I noticed a girl had she had written, whatever video it was that I mentioned this, and she was like, oh, she'd heard about this foundation and she was gonna try it, and I immediately like wrote her and was like, please wait until I do a review on this foundation before you pick it up, because it may not end up working for you. Of course, not everyone has the same skin or the same type of skin, so what doesn't work for me may work for you, but I don't know. I think it was the foundation on this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I thank you guys so much for watching my channel or watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.